Hey everybody, Jay Barino here, welcome back. Continuing my playthrough of the Metroid Prime Trilogy, we're on the final entry of the series, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Continuing on Veteran. Say hello to our old friend, Purple.
Cryostasis shutdown complete. Vital signs stable. Activating various suit. Suit diagnostic complete. All systems functional. Command interface enabled. Requesting new heading. Course linear. Fighters approaching. Incoming transmission.
Unidentified vessel, please switch to a secure radio frequency and transmit your identity code. We are standing by.
It's worth pointing out that Prime 1 and 2 originally did not have motion controls. It was retroactively added for aiming purposes, but this is the first game that was built with motion controls in mind on the Wii.
Transmission verified. Greetings, Samus. We welcome you on behalf of the Galactic Federation. Proceed to the command ship Olympus. You've been cleared for docking bay 5. Welcome back, Samus.
So there's some goofy motion control related things in this game. In some cases it does make for better combat and for better puzzles. Sometimes it's just gimmicky.
Calibrate your weapon by shooting these targets. Calibration complete. Samus, welcome to the flagship Olympus. Admiral Dane is waiting for you in the briefing room. I will upload the location to you now.
Thanks, tip system. So I'll do my obligatory first room scanning here and talk a little bit about the difference of this game compared to the first two. It is noticeably different, specifically in this opening section, both on this ship and then the first planet we go to. It's a lot more linear and narrative. But then eventually it will slip right back into our typical Prime format of exploration. I do think that the strong suit of this game is definitely the combat and also some of the room puzzles. Some of the best in the Prime series because of the addition of some unique tech you get because of motion controls. So again, though, the weak point is that it's a bit overly tutorialized with a lot of constant narration coming in and reminding you what you need to do. This game also introduced an achievement system, so we'll be getting those as we go along. Make sure to scan these training drones. It's the only time in the game that you can get these. There we go. In fact, a lot of the achievements you can get are actually right here on the first ship.
The pirate attacks must have the old man nervous. Looks like he's getting ready for a full-scale invasion.
No joke. Last time this many fighters were scrambled was during the Horus Rebellion.
That was some nasty business.
I have a feeling this will be worse.
Is that supposed to be a 40K reference? I'm not sure. Just like the first two games, it's very arbitrary what counts towards 100% logbook completion and what is just a normal scan. So like item storage caches, like crates, those count. Doors count as well, and all the different doors on different planets. But item pickups do not. So let's check out the hot inclusion of motion controls by pressing this button. One, 3, 5, 7, 6. I think we can handle it. Let's scan the locked door. One, 3, 5, 7, 6.
Try not to move during the procedure. We need a stable
the procedure.
And let's scan Gore now. Best time to get him, I think.
Subject is cleared for the command bridge.
You may proceed.
Of course.
You'll need to pull that lever to work you to enter the containment area. Please step into the containment area to begin the security scan. Initiating DNA verification. DNA verified. Registration number 13576. Identified as bounty hunter Samus Aran. Preparing biohazard scan. Please approach the scan terminal.
Maintenance crew to sanitation.
Scan complete. No hazardous material detected. Samus, you are cleared for the command bridge.
So the motion controls are emulated from the Wiimote to mouse and keyboard. I might struggle with them occasionally. I'm sort of getting the hang of them. It's our first hot lore scan. Let's go! Olympus-class battleship. The Olympus-class battleship is the first Federation capital ship designed to use an onboard Aurora unit. They are the flagships of the fleets they serve and usually commanded by an officer of flag rank. Battleships of this class have smaller crews than most ships of a similar size due to the presence of the Aurora unit. The space saved in crew support is used for more battle systems. The enormous vessels are powered by fuel gel, making the scarce commodity of extreme value to the Federation military. There's Galactic Federation lore, there's Space Pirate lore, and then there's lore for each of the planets we go to as well.
Aren't you Samus Aran? It's an honor to meet you.
Hello. So you can already probably tell the major difference between the opening of this game and the opening of the other two, where the other two were like investigating a disaster zone, and then this one we're just on a friendly ship here to learn about what our mission is going to be. Alright, and this guy actually won't let us through.
Admiral Dane has ordered me to remind you that suit maintenance and data backup should be done before the meeting. There's a recharge station at the other side of the walkway.
So it's even telling you where the save station is. Again, it's very dissimilar to not just the first two games in the Prime series, but Metroid in general, which is very much explore and just figure stuff out. Whereas this is telling you explicitly what you need to do. It won't even let you proceed until you visit the save station. Not a big deal, but again, just pointing out that it is definitely different in that way. And specifically, it's really through this intro section. But the intro section is an hour plus, I think. So once we're through it, though, it's going to return to the typical formula. Reminding us how to use our charge shot and to bring in items with it.
You're good to go. Admiral Dane is waiting inside.
And now we're going to have a pretty lengthy intro cutscene with voice acting.
Andreda, enough. Looks like everyone's here now. Before I begin the briefing, let me introduce 242, the flagship's Aurora unit.
Ah, an organic supercomputer. Fascinating. It's my understanding that the Galactic Federation's core network is comprised of such units.
That is correct, Core. And we serve as the network's master control. However, currently the network is down.
That seems inefficient.
But necessary. You see, 7 days ago we discovered that all Aurora units were infected with an unknown virus. We were forced to bring the network down. Fortunately, our scientists were quickly able to devise a vaccine.
Unit 242 was the first AU to receive the vaccine. We were able to completely purge the virus.
Where did this virus come from?
We believe the virus is of space pirate origin. 4 months ago, the G.F.S. Valhalla went missing while on a training mission in the Klar Nebula. The ship's logs revealed that they were attacked by a space pirate raiding vessel.
What is the logic in disrupting a Federation training mission?
They're pirates. How could they resist a prize like that?
That never would have happened if I'd been there.
Then it's a shame you weren't. The pirates boarded the Valhalla and gained access to the ship's Aurora unit, 313. This is how they were able to hack into the network and plant the virus.
Thanks to our security protocols, we were able to shut down the network before the damage from the virus became irreversible.
But we're still vulnerable. If the pirates decide to launch a major offensive, we'd be hard-pressed to defend ourselves. We must rid the other AUs of that virus and bring the network back online. That's where you come in. We need you to deliver the vaccine to each of the AUs in this system. We'd also like you to investigate the pirates' activity in the area. You need to know what they're up to.
Condition red. All personnel to combat-ready stations. Repeat. Condition red.
Sir, a space pirate attack fleet has just warped out of some sort of wormhole. They're also heading for Sector 0, the planet's home base.
No, they're targeting the planetary defense system. Get down to the planet and aid the ground troops. Stop those pirates from disabling the defense system. Go.
They really gave Samus some lashes in this game, didn't they?
Samus, get to your ship. We need you down on the planet. Until we get the fleet in formation.
Make sure to scan Admiral Dane here, commander of the G.F.S. Olympus, the flagship of the G.F. Starfleet. All right, prepare to repel borders. Space pirates. This is pirate militia, expendable infantry units lightly armed and armored. This is like the lowest tier of space pirate. There are many, many different unique Space Pirate scans in this game. It's very easy to miss them, so I'll be checking my visor a lot. So I'm going to rush forward and get in front so that these guys don't take any hits. You can see we get a little achievement for saving them.
We've got this area covered. Get to your ship ASAP. These pirates don't know what they got themselves into.
You're welcome. So let's scan this.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Get down to your ship. Go!
So a lot of these GF Trooper saved achievements are right here at the beginning, and then they become fewer and far between as the game goes on. You only have a couple seconds to hit that. You have to do it very quickly. It's a lot easier with mouse aiming than if we were using the Wiimote, that's for sure.
Thanks for the help, Samus. The blast doors are down, so it looks like you have to find another way back to your ship.
Okay, now we just double back. So we get a Space Pirate Combat remix here. Let's make sure to scan the Armored Pirate Militia. There's Armored Pirate Militia and Shield Pirate Militia and Armored Shield Pirate Militia. And then there's Pirate Troopers and Armored Pirate Troopers and Shield Armored Pirate Troopers, etc., etc., etc. So that's just kind of how this game goes. And that's why, again, we've got a lot to scan. So I don't have missiles yet, so I'm just going to spam Power Beam on these guys. Hello? Energy cell acquired. Return cell into its socket to restore room power. So energy cells in this game, I think there are 9 of them to collect, not including this one, because this goes right back into its socket. But rather than like an artifact or sky key hunt, there's an energy cell hunt. The difference, though, is that you only need, I think, 5 or 6 of them. You don't need to collect all of them, so it's less tedious. Of course, we'll be getting all of them in this playthrough. Okay, scan these little creeps. Crawl mines. We have to scan the crawl tanks as well, because we killed the earlier ones to save the trooper. Trying to keep these things away. We're trapped in here right now, by the way. Big whiff. Get me out of here. There goes our buddy Rundus. And our first energy tank. First couple energy tanks are actually really early and easy to pick up. There are no beams that use ammunition in this game like in Prime 2, but your health is used as a resource in combat. And it's used very quickly as well. We'll learn more about that later. But I kind of like what they did with that. Disposal system on standby. Bomb slot research. We flushed ourselves. So we're currently unable to clear that debris. These are all just normal pirate militia. Now, saving that GF trooper we saw is actually an achievement as well. I don't know if the timer to save him started as soon as the doors close, or if they restart when the doors open once we can hit the scanner. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Actually, we won't find out. We're going to save him. I'm sure of it, but I just don't know, again, how the timer works to actually save him. Missile launcher online. Missiles look a little different when you launch them. I kind of like the change they made. Like, you can see the actual projectile there. I miss the blue trail they used to leave, but I do like, again, that you can see the visual projectile as it flies away. I think that's neat. Okay, arrow mines. And this is very much just a motion control aim test. Again, Prime 3 was built with motion controls in mind, so the combat in general is a little different to accommodate for that.
That was too close. Thanks, Samus. The hangar is just through those doors. I'm sure the troops on the ground could use all the help they can get. There's also a recharge station over there in case you need it.
Thanks, buddy. Just for the sake of completion, we can reveal the recharge station, but I don't need to use it. There's our first mini-boss, the Berserker Lord. Phasite plating on its head can only be destroyed by projectiles it fires. Berserker Lords are highly resistant to damage. Their shoulders are the only unprotected area vulnerable to standard weapon fire. Their main defense lies in their head-mounted Phasite plating, which can only be destroyed by the projectiles it fires. Berserker Lords are a desperate measure designed to exploit Phazon as much as possible. The few Berserker Knights that survive the highest level of corruption are promoted to Lord status. Lords are distinguished by their ornate Phasite plating and the Phasite reserves they carry on their backs. So when I talk about this game being built with motion controls in mind, see, when we're locked onto him, it doesn't do anything. So we actually have to use the motion control aiming specifically to hit the weak points. It's the only way to do it. Oh, not the goop. So we want to let him shoot at least 2 of those so that we can maximize the amount that we're reflecting back. I'm trying to use these missiles, but not the goop. Now he's vulnerable. Jumping over shockwaves, very, very common thing that happens. Like, almost every boss does some version of jump over the shockwave. And if you really needed to, you can go and hit the training drones there if you wanted to scan them now. So we'll be using our ship as a resupply and save station a lot more in this game because we're able to move it around. So there are way fewer normal save stations in this game particularly, because we use our ship to go from planet to planet, and rather than there being elevators to go from zone to zone, we use our ship to travel from planet to planet. As you can see, this game definitely has major stuttering problems. Certain planets are worse than others. I think Brio is the worst one. Let's go to Docking Hub Alpha.
Our situation doesn't look good. The pirate attack has knocked out our generators and disabled the planetary defense system. This cannon was our only weapon capable of taking out orbiting ships. We need you and the other hunters to get the generators back online and restore power to the cannon so we can repulse this assault. I'm uploading the generator coordinates to you now. Good hunting.
So I'm going to turn off the map tip system just so that it doesn't pull us into the map anytime to show us this stuff, but we still have to listen to the people that tell us our objectives each time, unfortunately, and they'll remind us over and over and over. Okay, so that's the G.F.S. Olympus intro. Now we're on the Norion intro. This is still very much the intro to the game. We don't have much freedom here. We're just repelling the assault, but you can see it's just a very different feel to it for sure compared to the first two games. Again, I get the feeling they were going for more of like a Halo-type atmosphere, but that's only for the beginning here, and that's going to change here pretty soon. Okay, well, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time as we try to repel the space pirates from Norion.